So this Georgia family farm is fighting um, to prevent eminent domain from taking their land, from seizing their land. Um, I hate hearing this in 2024. I understand eminent domain still happens, but it's just kind of crazy that it I don't know, it feels wrong. It feels wrong. For those of you who don't know, eminent domain is the legal ability for a government organization to seize your land or property uh, for the benefit of a particular area, right? The best example I can give is when they come in to uh, build a subway station or subway station or a subway train line or a freeway or something that's going to benefit the entire public, and your land is in the way, so they have the right to essentially take it from you. They supposed to pay you fair price. I believe they do. I don't know. But that's what's happening to this family. I don't know what. We'll find out what it is that the government is trying to do, or the city is trying to do with that land. But that's what's happening to this Georgia family. All right, so let's check it out. Y'all let me know what y'all think. All right, it's Ricky Rich for Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.
Driving across their nearly 600 acres.
Yeah, you can see a lot of the trees over there. You see the tops of them.
Never gets old for Blaine and Diane Smith. The history just as rich as the timber crops they've been farming.
We used to go down there. It's a special rock that we like to sit on.
Blaine's enslaved ancestors lived and worked on this Sparta land. Now, he and his wife own the very property. The family among the less than 2% of black farmers nationwide.
My father farmed this land almost all of his life. My grandfather farmed it most of his life. He bought it back in the 1920s. During that time, he raised cotton, corn, peas, all kinds of vegetables. But it's still in the Smith family. Not one piece of it has gotten away.
Until this September. State leaders decided parts of the Sparta land are no longer theirs.
It's my property. You know, you don't have the right to take.
But a private company does have the right to take it, according to the unanimous vote from the Georgia Public Service Commission. The agency, comprised of 5 elected officials, oversees eminent domain. Eminent domain, the right of a government or its agent to appropriate private property for public use with payment of compensation. In Georgia, the process starts by first condemning the site. The Georgia PSC members agreed private company Sandersville Railroad could legally condemn 9 properties in Sparta, including parts of the Smiths, for the company's Hanson Spur project, a 4.5-mile spur connecting raw material producers to the CSX rail line in Hancock County, essentially hauling rocks that be used to build concrete. The company argues the train project will improve infrastructure, but
Look, that's exactly how it works every time. So it's a train station. I mean, a train track, a train line. Let me go back. I didn't see. It cuts essentially all cuts their property in about a third. Is what it looks like.
4.5-mile spur connecting raw material producers to.
I wonder why they can't go around. So if we're looking at this circle, why they can't go around either around the bottom portion, or I mean up over the top would be ridiculous, but just go right on around the bottom and continue on. Well, it's probably property over there too. That would be the only logical reason as to why not. Well, take those people's land.
to the CSX rail line in Hancock County, essentially hauling rocks that be used to build concrete. The company argues the train project will improve infrastructure, but the Smiths feel railroaded.
If you listen to the railroad folks, they say you're keeping your land. We just take a little piece of it. To me, we've got somebody who's coming through it like they are. They're devaluing it. They're defacing it. They're creating hazards through it.
They are just one of at least a dozen local eminent domain cases in recent years, from Atlanta to Newton County. Current statistics are few and fragmented, but Atlanta News First Investigates found nationwide data. A 2007 study revealed when eminent domain was used for private development, it most often impacted areas where more than half of the community was made up of people of color. Nearly half of the area's population sat below the poverty line. In the city of Sparta, where the developers are building the railroad, census records show 51% of residents live in poverty. The median income at $22,000.
You know, we're here in a county that really needs new opportunities, new job growth, new tax base.
The railroad company president, Ben Tarbutton.
Have an annual impact of $1.5 million.
That could make sense for a struggling town. It's how the company has pitched the project to residents. However, Georgia law states economic development is not a justifiable reason to take property.
It really is not supposed to be factored into an eminent domain case.
Well, they go hand in hand. I talk about jobs because that's what really matters to folks.
Tarbutton says the train would only travel one round trip per day, 5 days a week during daylight hours, that it would not be a nuisance to landowners.
They feel like you guys are robbing them of their family legacy.
But it would be because, first of all, one day a week, 5 days. I'm sorry, one time a day, 5 days a week, right, is where it starts, right? The problem is building something of that magnitude. That's something that's going to stay for hundreds of years, likely. Right? Who's to say that y'all plan's not going to change 5-10 years from now? Now you're running, public transit through there and everything else. Like, come on, man. I don't understand why these organizations try and treat people like they're dumb. Like that's a simple process, thinking process right there. Like, yeah, it may start out that way, but it's not going to be like that way forever. Like, who y'all trying to fool? Come on.
They feel like you guys are robbing them of their family legacy, of their family land.
Well, I understand that. And
can't even answer that.
The condemnation process is a last resort. We have had multiple conversations with the landowners.
While several other property owners made deals with the company, 3 families are holding out, including the Smiths, in part over fears if they give up land now, the company could take even more.
Would you guys come back and take more land?
Well, I don't know exactly who you're talking to, but everyone I've dealt with that's a landowner, we've had very constructive dialogue.
So would you take more land if you needed it?
No, we're very clear.
A claim the Smiths don't believe.
He don't even believe
Because
himself.
when they come and take that property, it's gone forever.
It's why the Institute for Justice now represents the families against the railroad.
The railroad's position is just that I'm a railroad. Obviously, I'm going to benefit you, and that's just not enough.
The attorney filed this appeal in Fulton County Superior Court, alleging the PSC improperly granted Sandersville's petition that the project is not economically feasible and may not be a legitimate public use.
What the railroad has shown is that this track, if it even comes about, is going to promote the profits and the cost reductions for a couple of private companies, and that's all.
The Institute for Justice is using this as a money-making venture for themselves.
Hundreds of acres for 100 years and one single lineage. Altering it in any way is a price of progress that's just too high for the Smiths.
I go back to what my father said, keep the land. The land gives you respect, gives you respectability. Everybody around here knows that this is the Smith land down here.
I hope they fight hard on that. I mean, it's clear as day. Even the guy that they interviewed just didn't seem like he actually had a clue as to, how it's actually going to operate. But it's clear as day that it's they're trying to make it seem like it's just a little bit, but it's not. It's not like we're talking about building, a store or a house on someone's land. You know what I mean? Like, you're talking about building transportation, right? Like I said earlier, when it comes to a freeway or train tracks, which is the typical reason that they try and use for eminent domain, that is there to stay. When's the last time you seen a freeway demolished and removed? Freeways, they're here forever. I've never seen one in California. If anything, in California they need to build more. But California, we don't hear about freeways being demolished. It just doesn't happen, right? So, and even here, like, I've seen train tracks that may not be in use anymore, but then they're like covered up with not covered up, but surrounded by big old warehouse buildings and stuff like that. The train tracks look like they just haven't been used in years, but the land is then repurposed for some other public or even private entity. It's not, next they're gonna have a whole like warehousing community on each side of the train tracks 10, 15, 20 years from now, right? So I hope they fight. I hope they fight it, and I hope to never be in a situation like that, because that's just not right, especially when you have all that acreage. And I feel like what typically is happening is, like, they got 200 acres, I think is what they said at the beginning of the video. So someone's looking at the map like, oh, look at this, unused, uncultivated land. We need to figure out a way to get a piece of that. And so they make up silly reasons like, like, needing to get some stuff down into the city faster, which I don't know. The whole situation seems fishy. Even, like I said, even the representative they have that didn't even seem like he had a true clue, So I hope they fight. They definitely, it's definitely not the thing that any family should have to go through. And this is a whole farm, so if they can, I would say put the farm to work and show them that, look, y'all really messing with our with our use of this land, But interesting stuff. Y'all let me know what y'all think. All right, it's Ricky Rich of Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.